There's a strange loneliness that comes from being surrounded by people, but feeling like nobody truly knows you. Not the version of you that smiles in public, not the version that posts online, not the version that says I'm fine because it's easier than explaining the truth. I mean, the real you, the exhausted you, the anxious you, the grieving you, the version that overthinks at 2 a.m. I think a lot of people secretly carry the fear that if someone truly knows everything about them, they wouldn't stay. Welcome back to the Midnight Perspective. Tonight I want to talk to you about why we're so afraid to be truly known. I think almost everyone wears a mask nowadays. Not literal masks, emotional ones. We create versions of ourselves depending on who we're around. The strong version, the funny version, the confident version, the emotionally detached version. And after a while, I think people forget who they actually are underneath all of it. Modern life rewards performance. You're rewarded for looking successful, looking happy, looking attractive, looking emotionally stable. But very few people feel safe enough to be honest. And honestly, I understand why. People have been hurt, rejected, lied to, abandoned, judged. So eventually people learn to hide parts of themselves. The sad part is, sometimes we hide for so long that loneliness becomes our normal. I think some people are desperate to be understood, while simultaneously terrified of being seen. I think a lot of emotional walls begin in childhood. Sometimes people grow up in homes where emotions weren't safe. Maybe vulnerability was mocked. Maybe pain was ignored. Maybe affection was inconsistent. Maybe survival became more important than emotional connection. And when that happens, children learn to protect themselves emotionally. Some people become overly independent. Some people become people pleasers. Some stop trusting. Some become emotionally numb. Trauma changes the way people experience love. I think one of the saddest things in life is when someone desperately wants love but doesn't know how to receive it. Because deep down, they're waiting for rejection. And truth is, trauma doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's subtle. Neglect, emotional distance, constant criticism, feeling unwanted. Those things leave scars too. I think some adults are still carrying the younger versions of themselves inside. Versions that never healed. The child who never felt chosen, the teenager who felt invisible, the person who learned to stay quiet to survive. And maybe that's why certain words hurt so deeply. Maybe that's why abandonment feels unbearable. Maybe that's why some people panic when relationships become serious. Because love touches wounds we thought we buried. I also think social media has made emotional authenticity harder. Because some people curate personalities, not identities, personalities. We carefully select what people see. The best angles, the best moments, the happiest memories, and eventually people begin performing even when nobody asks them to. I think some people don't even know if they're even being genuine anymore. And honestly, I don't fully blame them. The internet rewards image. But image without honesty becomes exhausting. That's why so many people feel emotionally disconnected. Because being admired is not the same as being well known. You can have attention, and still feel unseen. I think that's one of the loneliest feelings in the world. I think relationships reveal who we really are because eventually love reaches the parts of us we hide from everybody else. And that terrifies people because vulnerability is dangerous. When you truly open your heart to somebody, they gain the ability to hurt you deeply. And modern culture teaches people to avoid pain at all costs. So instead of emotional intimacy, people choose emotional convenience. Surface level conversations, casual attachment, emotional distance disguised as independence. But deep down, love requires risk. I think real intimacy is when somebody sees your flaws and stays. Not because you're perfect, but because you're human. I think people are starving for that kind of connection. To feel emotionally safe. To not constantly fear abandonment. To stop pretending. I think one of the most healing experiences in life is being fully honest with someone and realizing they still care about you afterward. Faith changed the way I think about being known. Because for so long, I think I believed I had to appear strong all the time, like weakness somehow made me less worthy. But the older I get, the more I realize God already sees every hidden part of us anyway. The fear, the shame, the anger, the loneliness, and somehow He still stays. That's something I think about a lot, because humans often love conditionally. As long as you're useful, attractive, successful, easy to deal with. But grace is different. Grace says, I see your brokenness and I'm still here. And honestly, I think people deeply need that. Not perfection, not performance, grace. Maybe healing begins when we stop performing. Maybe peace begins when we stop trying to earn love. Maybe freedom begins when we finally let ourselves be honest. Not with everybody. The internet definitely doesn't deserve every part of you. But with the people who genuinely care. With God, with yourself. I think one of the bravest things a human can do is allow themselves to be truly known. Because real connection only happens where honesty exists. Thank you for being here tonight. Wherever you are, driving alone, lying awake, walking through another difficult season, I hope this reminded you that you're not the only one carrying invisible weight. This is the Midnight Perspective. And maybe the right people won't leave when they see the real you.